We have now arrived to the Malaga bike tour. And we are about to do a Malaga city tour, and Summer is our tour guide. Okay, so now we are getting ready. We have bikes ready for us. This has a baby seat for my baby, my big baby. The store is located in an area called Soho, right off of Plaza del Marina. So the Malaga bike tour with Summer, our tour guide, is usually around 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
But for us, for a family tour, they do ask if you want to go a little bit less because kids can get a little bit bored quickly. So we're going to do the highlights tour, which I think is perfect for families and to orient yourself for Malaga.
This is the City Hall.
We are on ABC Street. This is the municipal hall. And ABC stands for basically the commercial industry part. The banks, the mails. And this is a beautiful street here. This bike route is pretty much everywhere, but also you could go on pedestrian streets. We are now in front of the Alcazaba. The Arab influence in Malaga was 800 years. They were here in this part of the country for 8 centuries. So the majority of the influence is through the Arabs. They were conquered finally in the end of the 15th century. So this is actually 3 civilizations going on right here where I'm standing by the fort, by the Alcazaba. The Christian, which is a modern time, anything from the late 15th century. The Roman, which is, this is an actual Roman amphitheater, which was here before the 11th century, and the Arabs, which was the 11th century. This fort is called the testing tube fort for the actual Alhambra. This was built in the 11th century, and the Alhambra was built in the 14th century. And right in the center here, what they discovered from the Roman times, you can see, was factories for garum. Garum was the intestines of fish, and it was a delicate of tuna fish that soaked, that was left in the sun for 2 months, and it was a delicacy for the Romans. And it must have stank like hell in the center of this field, of this center. We are now in Plaza La Merced, also known as Picasso Center, because Picasso was born in that corner in 1881. In 1881. And we have proof that this is a square because there's Picasso sitting there, being coddled by some girl. And La Merced is a beautiful square where a lot of people come and just hang out, have a drink, get some tapas. The reason why it's actually extra nice is because it's one of the only places where the sun hits the restaurants during the whole day, especially during the winter time. So the legend is, if you touch this head, you will be blessed with creativity. We're getting some serious doses of creativity here. We are standing in the Plaza de Obispo. It's a beautiful plaza. Oh, I'm really enjoying Malaga. And it's actually right in front of the main cathedral of Malaga. So the story goes, because Islam, the Arabs were here for 8 centuries, they had 14 mosques inside the city center. So when the Christians came here and wanted to convert the Arabs to Christianity, what they did is they tore down a mosque and they built a cathedral. And this is one example. Apparently the mosque itself was bigger than this cathedral. So if you look up, there's one tower, and the second tower is incomplete. It took 250 years to work on this cathedral, and it's still not complete. And it will never be finished, because now the Malagueñans gave the nickname to this cathedral, La Manguita, the one-armed lady. We are now standing in Plaza de Constitución, which is the central plaza of Malaga. And it's just beautiful here. And they are preparing for Christmas. See that? So the reason this is called Plaza of Constitution is because in 1978, after Franco died, this was where the referendum for the democracy of Spain was signed. And here you can see the newspaper headlines of the day when the reform took place. This was also where they used to hold their bullfights back before the bull ring was built. Also, this was the center where they had public executions and the public fairs. It is also where the countdown for the new year is held every year. So it's a cool tradition in Spain. For every second of the 12 countdown, you eat a grape. But because the grapes are so big and it's impossible to eat one grape per second, the Spanish clock is slowed down just for that time, and it's actually 24 seconds, so you could get 12 grapes in. One grape for one good month, one good luck month of the year, 12 good luck months. We are now in the central market of Malaga. The market is called Artesanas, and it's actually quite beautiful. Fresh seafood. That is the seafood section. When you're doing a private tour on bikes, you get to go into the market and enjoy the food, and they just wait for the tour guide will wait for you. And there's lots of yummy food here to try if you want. We went straight for the bakery. We are now in El Parque, the main park of Malaga. And what makes it very unique is that back from the 1800s, a businessman who used to ship different things from all over the world used to make sure that every one of his cargo ships brought in an exotic plant. So it has over 300 exotic, tropical, non-tropical, all sorts of plants in this park. Bullfighting is still quite popular in Malaga. It only happens 2 times per year though. See? And this is the bull ring. You're allowed to just enter to get a look of it inside. We are now in the port, and it is just beautiful here. There's a fair going on. Some sort of an outdoor market. And we are now on the Mediterranean. Beautiful Costa del Sol.